Hi, everybody. I'm Tantra Maat. Uh, I am a mystic, a seer, prophetess, and a facilitator of consciousness. Some of you have been reading my Substack post, and many years ago, Deb can probably remember better than I. Deb and I had the pleasure of having these templates download in me that were for these times. I just want to start with our mood. We're just very relaxed. I would almost say that all the years prior to now, we've been a bit frenetic because we knew that the creation exercises were given to us by a greater power, a higher intelligence, and that we had all our points of view about how they should be received by the public and how they should be given to the public. So it's kind of fascinating to me that now we're in the era that the beings that gave me the creation templates told me this was the era. It's amazing to me how quiet and calm I am about it and how easy it's been just to post the craving one and the observing one for those of you who have been on the Substack post because it's just time. It's just time. And I really am curious about that because in every human being, there is a time where they are, and it can be multiple times, when they're in the experience of being in direct relationship with creation. It's what people call holy or sacred. And so it's really, Deb and I are going to have fun. This is
Mhm.
the first book, The Language Creation, Your Original Design. We're just going to take 20 minutes. Deb's going to talk a minute, and then we're just going to read a section and comment on it. And that's all we're going to do. Just in your presence and just to enjoy ourselves because this moment in time has come. Over to you, Deb.
Yeah, it's been 21 years,
Wow.
2004, that the template's all downloaded in you. And it's been a journey. We've all been like living laboratories for the changes that occur from using these creation exercises. There's 7 templates of the creation exercises. And we've put ourselves in a place to practice, to be demonstrations of changing from the I guess I'll say the inherited neurology and identity into what we all came to. We were all attracted to the templates by a memory of something, and a memory of how reality could be, how each of us could be or actually were, but we couldn't get access to. And for me, the urgency or freneticness was a constant sense of get ready, you've got to be ready. That's what it was like for me. Prepare. And now the it does feel like I'll never stop growing, I'll never stop evolving, I'll never stop using the creation exercises. But this is the first, maybe I'd say, recursion of everything going kind of clunk. It is now. Is how it feels for me.
Yeah, beautiful, Deb. So we're just going to read some of
Mm.
the language creation, your original design, because it was the first book. It was never meant to be as thorough as you as the mind of creation or you as a multidimensional being, because I actually used the book in live classes. I've never taught the creation exercises. Deb has. Um, I I am in the consciousness of the creation templates. So when we start our building a field and on February 28th with the people that attend the 7 levels of consciousness, I I want to make sure they have the templates available to them ahead of time, and the whole public can have them available ahead of time because it's time. And there'll be those that are called to write them, and there are those that won't be called to write them. So just know the first book is really a primer. It talks about two kinds of reality. We talk generally, sociologically, like there are two or more kinds of people, but they're not. They're two vibrational, sequential, uh, uh, matrix forms that our brains tune to. And reality occurs differently according to the tuning. One is dissonant. It tunes us into realities of separation or how experiencing reality inside a state of separation. When we're tuned to resonance, that dissonance begins to away, and we begin to observe and notice that we're in a reality where things are in unity. Because in our world, we have a thing consciousness. There's a thing out there separate from us, and we have properties and we have to learn to interact with it. Well, in when you're tuned to resonance, when you've moved out of that vibrational frequency of dissonance and separation, suddenly that thing out there is your relationship with it.
Yeah.
It's a meta point between you and the other. So I'm going to turn it over to Deb. Deb, I'll let you read first. I'm later in the book, and then we'll just see how it goes.
Okay.
We have 13 more minutes, so here we go.
Okay. So there's the book for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. All right. I saw how handicapped people were when they could not hear themselves or be their own seers. I'm going to try not to cry, people. I knew how important it was for people to experience their connection to life without having to use anyone else as an authority. I knew it was essential for people to trust their thoughts and feelings more than anything I could say. I was only there to provide validation for what they already knew and insight into the deeper meaning of what was happening to their lives. Their job was to only take in, excuse me, what resonated for them. I knew it was more powerful to use me as a resource to enhance and strengthen their own self trust than to use me as a substitute for their own awareness. As a seer, I knew we were moving into times when human beings would need to trust and follow their own knowing, trust their own sight. As a prophetess, I knew the times were coming when each person's self trust and self awareness would be the primary principles that shaped new futures for humankind.
I just want to comment on what Deb said. That's me speaking.
Yes.
Um, but also, it's been amazing. We've been talking about how it does feel like people can really understand that statement. We have the word agency now. When I wrote the book, the word agency wasn't even used. Resiliency wasn't even used.
Mm-mm.
So the book was aware, or the writing and my guidance, both being guided and guiding, I was aware that we were speaking into a future that is now here. Anything else, Deb? And anything else you want to?
Yeah, the word agency had been used somewhat at this time, at the time this was written, in the field of psychology, but not as deeply as I wanted. And what I just read has always been at the center of all my work with people. It doesn't make a bit of difference if I'm a good coach or therapist or whatever, if I can't get someone to trust their own world, trust their own knowing. And that's part of what um, had me align with Tantra and her work, although there's a lot more to that. And resilience was also not used as well as I thought it could be or should be in the field of psychology. And to have them come out into popular use in the right level of uh, embedded meaning is fabulous to me. That's all I need to say.
Yeah. Did you want to read another one, or you want me to
Oh,
read?
yeah, yeah, I do. Got to get the light right here. Each of us came to create our own reality here. Each of us carries an original design of reality that we came here to embody and actualize. As we actualize what is real for us, we find what fits with that realness. Although we can learn to adapt to a reality of disconnection, and we have, nothing really fits. And more people are feeling that these days. Even though we can learn to cope with the reality we were born into, something is always missing. Over the next decade, human beings will actualize their own unique design of reality more and more. When we embody the reality we were designed to exist in, a natural state of connection occurs with others who are actualizing their own unique design of reality, and thus realities of unity begin to exist, excuse me. Although there is no reality we cannot interact with, we are not designed to participate in all realities. We cannot necessarily survive every reality. The lamb can lie down with the lion, but probably should move on when he gets hungry.
Anything about that, honey?
No, thank you.
It's really good to hear the book again.
Yeah,
Really good to hear the book. And she said a decade, and here we are. 2004 was when they came to me.
I said 21 years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, look how
Yeah,
much time has passed.
yeah,
And all of you that are watching this, you've been getting access to your consciousness too.
yeah.
I think the part that had me take on, well, besides the fact I'm a psychic, and the one thing about being psychic is you can't ignore things that come through. They're so clearly real. And it doesn't even matter if nobody else thinks it is. The psychic part of us is a delivery system between consciousness, the consciousness of creation, and ourselves. We know what we know when we know it. And in this world of having to prove we know what we know, and of course, now there's so many truths, you could just go shopping for whatever you wanted because everybody is lost as a collective. Sorry, better said. As a collective, we've lost our direct link with creation. And so we're trying to find truths. They're either right or wrong or good or bad. But the disconnect is now of epic proportion. And that's why I think they sent me these templates. So I'm going to read the part about what do I mean? What does it mean about the language of creation?
Mm, mm.
Language creation is connection oriented and gives us direct access to our experience, creating a connection where we can include more and more, increasing our connection to ourselves, the world, creation, and each other. When you think in the language of creation, one, you can think with the creative power of what you are thinking. Two, you find yourself present to what you are thinking, like being on a mindscape where life is visible within the clarity of your thoughts. Oh, that's really well said.
Yes, it is.
I think
I do remember when I first read the book, I had many experiences of what on earth is she saying? And it's so clear now. Thank you.
been trying to say it that well ever since. Oh dear. Okay, three. You no longer think for or against, you think with. You no longer think either or, you think both and. You no longer think good or bad, right or wrong. You think, as Rumi said, in the playing field beyond all right or wrongdoing. You feel you can include everything, nothing excluded, synthesizing your thoughts into whole system thinking naturally. You no longer have to explain or understand what you think. What you're thinking is so part of you and is so present for you. You transmit to others what you are present to from your connection with it. Instead of parroting knowledge, You are aware of your direct connection to life and speak from that connection. Your thoughts become life generating and life enhancing. You become self aware. The language of creation moves with creation in your thoughts, aligning you thought by thought with what is yours to do, yours to be, yours to have. You no longer have to prove yourself to know you're of value. As the world is changing, you need direct access to what is unfolding
Mhm.
and you have no past experience of. The language of creation is a meta language, a language that includes what you are now and goes beyond into what you are becoming. In a meta language, what you say transmits your awareness without the need to explain. Why? Because when the experience is present for you, when you communicate, the resonance of that experience supersedes the words. The language creates a resonant field connected to your reality. Your words carry connection, not disconnection. Your thinking makes you part of your reality. Let me start that again. Your thinking makes you part of your reality instead of separating you from it. Your reality carries language. Your reality that you access through the language creation is one, the reality that connects you to the essence of what it is for you to be alive and exist as whole. Two,
Mhm.
the reality that manifests the fulfillment of what you are actually designed to be. Three, the reality that awakens you into a unique and essential connection to all life. So I had two thoughts come up while I was reading that. One is that it isn't like I'm not against things, but I'm not for or against things. I can be for something and against something else, and they both have a place. Like if you think my last name is Maat, Maat means balance. So I can be against something, but it has to be balanced with what I'm for. Because this is a whole thing we get into that is so complex, so wrong. But if you're feel centric, then you're always in your system, you're always looking for balance. And it sounds crazy because it sounds opinionated or positional. But truthfully, if because of what I'm for right now, which is life enhancing and life generating,
Mhm.
I am against what's not that, but I'm operating on behalf of what's life generating and life enhancing, not trying to go punch somebody out, because for me, it's life defeating and life depleting. So this is wild in our brain. Our society has lived in for and against for over thousands of years. So I'm aware, just like Deb said, she couldn't figure out what on earth one of those sentences meant. I'm aware, we call this creation-based thinking. It's your direct link with creation. Your neural fiber is designed for you to be in a direct link with creation, not the creation of punishment, but the creation of what's self-generating and the whole system response. So I just wanted to give you a taster today and leave it to you. And because you are the only one that can take on your neural fiber to regenerate it into a resonant relationship with yourself and creation. Deb, anything else for you?
Yeah, 2 points. One is to go back to the example you gave of there's so many truths out there, so many systems and whatnot have become available. To me, that's a perfect example of for or against. It's more for me, it's more like, oh, that one matches me. That one resonates for me. That one doesn't. That's not for and against. It simply is this one's for me, this one's not. That just to give you an example.
No, it's a good one.
The next is with regards to neuroplasticity, which is what you're talking about. And each person is in charge of their own neural fiber. Neuroplasticity doesn't just fall on you out of the sky. You are an active participant with generating neuroplasticity to every degree.
And I want to add to that, if you don't generate it, the social media will.
Yeah. Which is why we've inherited a reality because lots and lots of systems out there told us what was real. And we're now an inherited composition of fragments, not fractals, of other systems of reality, which is a chunk of what I'm writing about for our book, You as the Architecture of Creation. So that's what I wanted to add.
And the last thing I would say before we go is it affects your nervous system. You know, I've been reading on Substack and other places stuff, and how often people say they're fried. And there's a resiliency that happens, a natural resiliency that happens when you're in the field of creation of which you
Mm-hmm.
belong. It's almost like you're the observer, not the participant. And you participate when it's yours to do. You have what's yours to have, and you be what's yours to be. But this is a natural organic system that our neural function was once meant to participate in. And the neural function is what governs how the gut reacts and how the heart beats. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a great informer. So that's it. We couldn't ever get to the depth of field that we have been participating in all these years. Uh, I have been working with people since 2014 rigorously about these times and about using the creation templates, 7 cravings and 2 observings, because you can also start to, as a collective, you can start to influence the collective consciousness of humanity because you're restoring the consciousness of humanity's resonance. And on that note, we're going to end. And next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Mountain Time. The next video will be available to you. Namaste.